So y'all know what? So this is super random, but yesterday I posted on the story. Olivia had brought this book that I had gave her. I had made her like a little scrapbook for our 1 year.
Book you gave her?
No, she. Can you let me finish, bro? Olivia found this. We were talking about the stuff she kept after we broke up the first time, and one of the things she kept was this scrapbook that I had made her for our 1 year anniversary. And I was like, "Yo, I did this, bro.
Yeah,
I was a little simp."
That's when you was trying to get the draws.
And then, everybody kept hitting me up talking about, "Oh my gosh, bro, that's so dope. Look at you, little Romeo. I'm trying to get like you." I said, "I'm trying to get like me." And it just made me realize, bro, why do we quit? Why do we stop doing things like that?
Because I get tired.
Tired of what?
First of all, you're getting older.
Yeah.
You have more things to do. Before, you had all day to think about. You just think about your girl. Let me go to class, not pay attention. Think about my girl. Let me see what I can make her, how I can make her happy.
Right.
You get older, you get other responsibilities.
I also think, bro, it's a money thing. Like, I think when you're broke, you have to be creative.
That's
when
true.
you get money, it's low key like a little cop out.
Just throw money at it.
You be like, let me just go buy something real quick.
That's me.
But
and bro, it made me realize, like, I used to be super intentional, just about the gifts that I gave her, bro. That scrapbook, Olivia said to this day that's probably one of her favorite gifts I've ever given her.
It's real nice, bro.
Took effort.
It took a lot of effort.
But you would think with money you would have more resources to continue to be creative. I think that the issue is that boys, once we secure the bag, the pursuit is gone.
I think
Beforehand, like
how does one continue pursuing?
You're trying to win this girl, so you're trying to think, bro, how can I woo her? How can I get this girl?
Right.
When you get her,
simping.
That same level of like determination that you have, it's not necessarily there because you basically already got the woman.
See, and this is what women be talking about.
I mean, you still
this is literally what they be talking about.
You still want to do something for her, but it ain't to the same degree. Like, bro.
But why? Why does that change?
Money, you have more money than time.
Why does it change?
Yes.
You're just not making her a priority.
Ooh.
That's basically what it is.
Just start the pod. JJ's talking too much. Start the pod. Welcome back. This is the Soundboard Podcast, episode 26. This is Coop.
This your boy Don Tizzle.
What's up with it? It's your boy JJ.
Welcome to another episode.
Another week.
We feel good. Now, can we be honest with the game?
Yeah, we can tell the truth.
We're talking full transparency.
We talking full transparency. So, y'all, we recorded this episode yesterday. But we was a little under the influence. And you know what? I was telling, so we had a little champagne yang because we were celebrating something special. We'll talk about that a little later. And it just made me realize, one, we're lightweights.
Oh, definitely.
And two, the college versions of us would be super disappointed.
Bro. I used to talk about people like me.
You used to talk about, look at this lightweight over here. Look at this lightweight over here.
I remember I've always worked with older people. I'd be like, yeah, just come out with me, whatever. Like, I can only do a beer. A beer.
Bro, you know what's so funny? Like, when you're younger, you just be reckless. And I'll never forget, I worked at a certain bank.
Uh-huh.
They have a ton of them.
Mm-hmm. Is it in America?
It's in America. WF. But I was a bank teller, and they used to live through me, bro. And so they used to be like, Dante, what's been going on campus, man? tell me about those wild parties. And you know what? They used to make it acceptable for me to come in there hungover. And I'll never forget this one Saturday. I had went out one night. Friday night. You know, back then we was drinking stuff like Four Locos that just knock you
bro.
out.
MD 2020.
And MD
Stuff out of
2020.
plastic bottles.
Just ghetto, bro.
Orange Jubilee.
Just ghetto. And so I remember I was literally helping somebody in my teller window. And I was like, yeah, how you doing, man? And this whole time, y'all, I'm just forcing myself to be there.
Yeah.
I feel like alcohol is coming out my pores.
Yeah.
I was late to work that morning. And they think it's funny. Like my boss and them are like, this is what the old party guy. Bro, I was sitting up there talking to the lady, and you know, like right before you throw up, your mouth start watering.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there talking to the lady, and I'm like, all right, ma'am, that's 100, that's 200. I said, could you give me 1 second? Boy, I bit down. I'm still at the teller window.
Oh, no.
I bent down.
In the trash can?
In the trash can. In the trash can.
Wiping your mouth.
In the trash can. My boss slides over.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, ma'am, I'm just going to finish the transaction for you.
Oh, my
200,
God.
300, 400. I'm laying on the ground. Bro. And so the lady left, and my boss was like, hey, man, you got to calm down.
It was all fun and
It was
games.
all fun and games at first, but now all of a sudden y'all trying to hold me accountable? Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Oh, my
You
gosh,
throwing
bro.
up in the middle of giving her the money back.
In
my
the middle of a
God.
transaction, bro. It was not my finest
She
moment.
said, fun is fun, but you're doing too much.
You're messing up our rating.
Dante hit it with that last night was mad real.
Bro, but I used to, can y'all just recall, like, that's how you know when you're younger, you can just get up and just move around, like pop up the next day and like go do your life.
You know what? I can still do it now, but I can't it's hard for me to get in the mode to get drunk. Like the older I got, it's like I'll just shut myself down. Like
You don't want to get there.
I don't want to get there.
Right. And you also are thinking about the responsibilities you have.
Yes.
Bro, when you young, you ain't thinking about the responsibilities. You
Nah,
like,
bro.
we going. First of all, it becomes an all-day thing. I
Yes.
used to be at work like, bro, tonight about to be crazy.
Let me go to Forever 21, get my outfit.
Tonight about to be crazy, bro. Hey, bro, stop by the store and get some Four Locos. But you just
About to be a
When
movie.
you was younger, bro, you was living for the moment.
You living for the moment.
Now we living for the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. So
it's different.
It's totally different, bro. But I just thought about that because yesterday the college versions of us will be highly disappointed.
We
Now,
old heads now.
We old heads. You know what? My cousin gonna tell me. I realized it's like certain moments in your life where you realize like you're getting old. Like I was walking and I had said what's up to this guy. He was like, "Yeah, what up, sir?" I was like, "Sir, who you calling, sir?"
Yes, sir, bro.
I'm what's up, bruh.
Nah.
Not no more, bro. When you lost the hair,
I think it's because I'm bald.
It is.
I think people think I'm more distinguished than I am.
I don't even say bro to young people. I say young man. Thank you, young
How
man.
you doing there, man?
And my little cousin called me School. He called me School, which is short for old school.
Yeah.
I said, bro, I'm not that much older than you.
Bro, embrace it, bro. Be like Uncle Snoop. Call everybody nephew.
What up, nephew?
Because all y'all my youngest.
Yeah.
All y'all my youngest. So guys, what's been up with y'all?
Man, well, so last week we did talk about, we joked about February being Black History Month and it
Yeah.
being the shortest month.
Right.
But I didn't realize the actual meaning behind why they chose
We
February.
talked about it.
Why?
They wanted to give us the shortest month.
Yes, Cool.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
That's what we joked about.
Yeah.
But I learned that the Black History Month was chosen for February because it was the birthdays of both President Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, who was an abolitionist.
Yeah.
So that's why they chose February as the month. Didn't realize that. I knew it was started off as a week and then it went to a month, but I just didn't know why February was
Right.
selected.
It was actually
Right.
Did y'all know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh.
Did y'all know that apparently Abraham Lincoln was a vampire?
Yeah, I seen the movie.
I didn't even see the movie.
I mean, all I'm saying is the movie seemed believable.
Oh, man. But outside of that, man, I have been off social media.
JJ always off social media. When are
Always
you ever
taking a
on?
break. Yeah.
When are you ever on social media?
I be on more than I'm off.
Nah.
But
No, you don't.
Nah.
JJ, you took off a year
this
before.
This is my update.
Oh my bad.
Go ahead.
I'm off social media because I'm taking a hiatus this time.
Okay.
I was on social media before I got off for the full year.
Nah,
No.
bruh.
Yeah, I was.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go back. We got
Ain't no way, JJ.
We got it recorded.
All of last year, I was on social
we
media.
haven't been recording for a full year.
We haven't. And you was off
And
before
you were
then.
off.
Before we started recording.
Yes.
During recording, I feel
Well, that's
like.
irrelevant. We're talking about right now.
You the most, bro. Why do you be hopping off social media so much?
It's good for me, bro. It's good for me to like just take a step back and to be on hiatus every once in a while because social media sometimes there can be like an addictive behavior for me. Sometimes like just from the standpoint of checking it every so often and it taking a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I just dial back every once in a while just to like reset. It's not because I don't think that social media is bad.
Right.
It's just like a thing for me to be able to reset because I recognize like getting off of social media, even like me being off for this past month, it provides clarity.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it provides clarity and it also helps me to reprioritize like what matters
The
most
things
in
that
my
are
life.
important.
Yeah, so that's why I do it every once in a while.
So
That's good.
Do you find yourself having less joy?
I find myself having more joy
Off socials?
off social. Yeah.
What do you laugh at during the daytime?
Well, joy is not synonymous with laughing to me. So,
Joy.
but I find myself having like I would say more so true joy. Like when I'm on social media, it's like it's
laughter. It's like
laughter,
funny.
but it's really it's fleeting. Like it comes and it goes. Like you catch a video, you laugh for 2 minutes, then your laughter's gone. Then let somebody else in your video, or you scroll down something else, you see something, you laugh and it's gone. But like it don't really last. It's just in the moment. Being off social media helps me to find joy in everything that I'm doing. So it's like joy in where I'm spending my time. Like those things now helps me to reprioritize. Before it was like I'm distracted with social media, I'm distracted with everything else. So being like the clarity provides joy in me to be able to say, hey, let's reprioritize what really matters. Now these are the things that bring me joy.
Right.
Like these are the things that I'm doing now that like I'm passionate about or it brings me joy, whatever that looks like.
He probably walk outside like them Cialis commercials.
And be
And then just be smiling, birds chirping.
the app and the sky gets brighter.
He probably like the pharmaceutical
Out of all
commercials.
commercials, we choosing Cialis.
That's because I
I
see
don't
it
even
a
know what
lot.
Cialis is
I
for.
don't even know what it really is, but that's the only medication I know.
I think Cialis ain't that Cialis for people who can't get it up?
No, that's
I don't know.
Viagra.
No, bro, that's Cialis.
You would know better than me, JD. I don't know.
That is not a problem for me. You know?
Dwayne Johnson over here. The Rock. You know what The Rock is?
Oh my God!
Somebody get him.
Bro, please. This boy turned a year older. He wild man.
Speaking
hello.
Wild man.
My update, man. You know, your boy turned 32.
32.
What's
You know what I'm
happening?
saying? It's my magic year.
We
You know
here.
what I'm saying? No look past it. Oh, yeah, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my
So
update.
we were celebrating you yesterday.
Celebrated a little too
We
hard.
celebrated a little too hard. That's why we had to trash that episode. Ain't come redo it. But yesterday was your birthday, bro.
Yeah.
How did you end up celebrating it?
So, I had a bomb workout.
Okay. The little things in life.
That's a great way to start.
You know my perfect day. You know what I'm saying? So I had a workout.
I know your perfect day.
right.
Woke up, had a great workout. Kiana made me a huge breakfast. Gave me some
What'd you get
protein
for breakfast?
pancakes,
Yeah.
eggs. You know what I mean? And cookies. Great day.
My favorite part.
A few of my boys came over. We had a little champagne. A little too much. Tried the podcast.
Biggest mistake ever.
Popping bottles.
And then I was supposed to go to the mall and try on my watch, but I didn't have time.
Your watch. Did you already buy the watch?
No, it's in my future.
You be one of them people that be going in the store like, can I try that on?
Yep.
And they,
I'm a window shop.
I want to do like, does that make people upset? Like the people whose store it is?
No, I tell them what's
No.
up. I'm like, hey man, I'm striving for this. I just want to come in. I don't need to touch it. I didn't make sure it's real. Like this is what I really want.
They probably walk in the back and be like, another brokey's outside.
Whatever.
do you have a date when you're trying to get the watch?
I want to get it this summer, man.
Okay.
So if I hit one of my financial milestones, I'm gonna get it. So that's
that boy
all.
got
I believe he's gonna do it too.
I need trophies. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be one of my trophies. You all know.
I'm just trying to get like cool.
It's easy.
I'm taking it.
No.
Cool.
You're on your way. You got a new job.
So you
Oh, yeah.
so what did you do that night? So we left you. It was probably around 6:00. What'd you end up doing for the rest of the
So Kiana took me to dinner. We went to some place. I can't name. I'm not good with names, y'all. It's called
It was a nice restaurant, though.
Miss Emil.
Miss Amio.
Miss Emil.
Miss Amio.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that restaurant.
Yeah, so she told me that was really good. It's like a Thai fusion. Thai
Oh, I
American
never heard of
fusion.
it.
It's fire. And then they have like a speakeasy in the back after you eat.
Oh, like a little live music.
Yeah, that was
Nope,
actually
speakeasy's like where you one of them like.
Oh,
ducked off-
poets. Is that poetry?
It's like a ducked off place.
it's
like
like
you gotta
a
have
small
like a secret.
bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they originate from like the Prohibition.
Yeah, exactly. Look at you, history,
look at
man.
you know that.
Mr.
Yeah,
History.
come on, man.
Hey guys, not only can you hear about our laws, but also learn about history on the Soundboard Podcast.
You get a little bit of
We know
everything.
we know y'all love that.
Matter of fact, I digress.
So yeah, then I went. It's called. I think it's called IKEA, the speakeasy. or whatever.
Akil? You would've got some furniture?
I'm bad with names, but yeah. So then after that, me and Kiana went on a little. Well, I took Kiana on a little trip after that
You took on a little trip.
to Pound Town. I'm joking.
Oh my God, boy! Hold on, what month is this? February to March, March to April, April to May, May to June, June, July, July to August, August, September, September, October, October to November. I can't believe we're having November, baby! Oh my gosh, a November baby!
I'm just kidding. There was no Pound Town.
We're taking bets. You
Your
think it's gonna
boy's
be a boy?
old. I went to sleep, dog. I planned a trip, but we
never made
We didn't make it to the airplane. The airplane didn't pull off.
didn't make it.
That boy said, I planned a trip to Pound Town. At one point, this is a family podcast. But you know what? Pound Town sounds way better than some other things you could have used. So you know what, guys? We're all grown here.
And I'm married.
And he married.
Yeah.
I did realize something, bro.
What?
I'm not cool no more, bro.
What you mean?
We were eating dinner. It was like some 20-something-year-olds. They're probably like 25. It's like a big group of them. They turning up at the table.
Yeah.
Me and my wife having a nice look.
He probably told the waitress, hey, could you tell them to calm down,
Calm
please?
down. This is not that type of environment. And I was like, you know what? We're not cool anymore. We're over here talking about the furniture in the restaurant, the
Oh, that's
flooring.
beautiful. We need that at the house. Welcome to your early 30s, folks.
Yes. I was like, you know what? We're not cool anymore. And then I saw, so I didn't know that they had speakeasy, right?
Uh-huh.
And I saw one of my boys from like Fort Worth in there, and then he was going to speakeasy. I was like, hey man, what's back there? No, cool. I'm not cool.
You gotta have a code, bro. It's exclusive.
He's like, I don't know. I'm about to find out too. But the old me, I wouldn't have asked. I would have just thought
figured it out.
Yeah.
Dang, bro. So you're 32 now. What was the highlight of 31 for you?
My baby.
Oh yeah, you become a father.
Oh yeah, and it's Casey's. She was 6 months on my birthday,
Oh,
so we're
that's what's up.
we're each other's half birthdays.
Look at y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
That boy became a father. 31. 31 was good for you. What is your biggest hope for 32?
32, man, just more growth.
A new watch,
A new watch.
more
hopefully.
pound
A
town,
second child.
more trips.
I want to move my seats down further. I want to keep moving down at the Mavs game. That's it.
Nah, bro, that's good, man. Happy birthday again.
I
Have you
appreciate
been
it.
able to do that? You've been moving your seats down every year?
Yeah.
Oh.
Coop
I wanna
has
get to
like
the
these.
floor, dog.
Coop has these like small.
Holla at me with
measures.
them. Once you get them floor seats, holla at your boy.
Oh, so
I'ma get there, dog.
We not raffling none of them off. Y'all about to get these hot seats.
I'm going to get there, bro. I'll really be living life like a video game, bro. I don't know.
What you mean?
I'll be having little challenges, like just little side missions in life.
It'd be like, if I do this, I can win. Win the round.
Complete this mission.
Yeah.
Complete this mission to win the round.
Yeah.
Bro, I feel like Coop is always like that. Coop told me one time, he was like, Dante, bro, you always seeing life as a loser because you don't have small wins.
Dang. That boy called you a loser?
He didn't say
I
he
didn't
didn't
say
say it
that.
like that, but
Yeah.
his premise was, bro, you need small wins to build up your confidence. And now I see why you move the way you move, because
Right.
it's all about small wins to get to like the bigger goal.
Right.
Happy belated birthday, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Man, so you were talking about these kids turning up, bro, and I've just come to realize this new generation has no respect. Say something your parents would say.
What that Gen Z?
Hashtag what your parents would say.
Yeah.
Hashtag I'm turning into my parents. Bro, I realized they don't have no respect. Just totally disrespectful for their elders.
None.
Because I was talking to I had this past weekend I hosted our Miss Black and Gold pageant. I was the MC. So I went back to
Congrats,
UTA.
bro.
Yeah, bro. Went back. It's good always to go back to
That
the.
boy, that's why I say that's a little subtle flex.
You know what I'm saying? It's all when you want the best, you call the best. You feel me?
The host with the most.
The host with the most. So it was good to be back on campus, bro. And I ended up co-hosting with this young lady named Blaze. Shout out to Blaze. When I met her, she was 18 years old, bro. I was at the campus doing something, putting on an event.
A little baby.
She 18, bro. She was like, "Oh my gosh, Dante, when you met me, I was 18. I'm 21 now." And I was like,
Oh, you're a toddler.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, like you're so old." And then she was like, "How old are you, Dante?" And I was like, 31. And she said, "Dang." Bro, and I was like, "Blaze, that's only 10 years older than you." And she was like, "Nah, bro, 31 is old."
She said you ancient.
She was like, "Dang, bro." I was like, "Why you trying to put me in the grave, baby?"
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm like, and I told her, I was like, "Let me sit down, youngin. Let me put you on game." I said, first of all,
Let me learn you something.
Yeah, let me
Right.
learn you something. First of all, them 20s ain't nothing but mistakes and failures after each other, and you broke. I said, but when you in your 30s, baby girl, life start looking good.
Oh, great.
You start having a couple wins. You done found your stride in life.
Yes.
And I said, y'all, your 30s are young.
Right.
Like your 30s are still young. Think about your collective life, bro. Let's say you live to 90 years old. Bro, that's only 1/3 of your life.
Yeah.
But they said they were just talking about it was so old. So she started calling people over and she was like, "Y'all, it's 31 old." And they was like, "Yeah, bro, 31 old." And I was like, "Bro, let me tell y'all. First of all, right now y'all got hairlines. At least 2 out of the 3 of y'all
Out of there.
out of there. Out of there. So show some respect."
Yeah, with your broke self.
Yeah, I'll see y'all at the ball convention. But yeah, bro, it just made me realize, like, when we were that young, I feel like we also thought like that. Like when I was in my 20s,
just about to say, bro, when I was
feel like I thought
21,
that.
31 was older.
That was old to
It was
me.
older, yeah.
But
I
now
didn't look
that
at 31 like I look at, like me being 31 now, I didn't look at it like that when I was 21.
Exactly. I think it's
I
different.
kind of
now.
looked at it like it was your like you're entering your prime.
You did when you were 21?
Like 30.
I saw it like a big gap. Like
Right.
people who were
Yeah,
31,
It felt like it was a huge gap.
It did feel bigger.
It felt like it was a huge gap. But when you look at like people, bro, when you look at like celebrities, most of them in their early 30s is when they start to like find their stride.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey, Steve Harvey. When we talk about Kevin Hart,
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. My boy Future was late. I mean, 2 Chainz was late to the party, but he made it. So when you think about it, bro, you start to find your stride in your early 30s. And I was trying to tell them that. I was like, bro, y'all think this 20 stuff is cool, and it is.
It's true.
Like, live your life. But the early 30s is where it's at, baby.
Yep.
And I'm excited because now I'm like, bro, I look at what I thought was old. Like, I used to think 40 was old. And I'm
Right.
like, 40 ain't old now.
Right.
My mom is 60. She be out here living her best life.
Yes.
So I'm like, dang, bro, I can't wait till I get like 60, you know what I'm saying? God willing, so I could be out here moving and shaking with the best of them.
I can wait though, but age is relative.
It is relevant. It
Just
is
gotta
relevant.
stay healthy, man. That's why it's important to work out and have your financial situation set up.
Yeah.
because that's gonna, dictate your quality of life.
And I think the biggest thing is just living life in the present, bro.
Right.
Because you're always looking forward, like, oh, what when I'm 30, when I'm 40, when I'm 50, this is what I'm gonna do. What about right now?
Right.
Enjoy the journey. Like
Right.
that's the biggest thing, bro.
Don't be looking. A lot of people be feeling like, oh, I gotta hit this milestone to enjoy life.
Right.
Like,
I gotta wait
when
till
I
I get there,
I'm gonna
yeah.
enjoy life, and it's like, nah, bro,
You end up
enjoy
missing
life
life.
now.
Right.
Exactly. And my biggest fear, bro, is being one of them old men who talk about all their accomplishments from high school and college. Have y'all ever been around, like, you sitting in a barbershop and they're like, yeah, young buck in high school.
Man, when we play Easter Hills, I had dropped like 50 on it. I dropped 50 on it.
Sir, you're 50 now.
Ask about me, young boy. Ask about
Then
me,
you be
bro.
like, and then what happened? What happened after that?
That was about it for me.
Yeah, bro, I'm not trying to be that person, bro. And that's when you I don't want to look over my life and think about like the prime of my life being that moment. I think at one point I did. So like immediately like leaving college, I think in them early 20s to like maybe up until 27, you look back at college life and you be like, dang, bro, college life was the best time of my life. And it's like, nah, bro, I want my 30s to keep that same energy.
I look at every season of my life as the prime of my life.
That's what I was gonna say.
I've enjoyed every season. I enjoyed high school when I was in high school. I enjoyed college when I was in college. I enjoyed post-college when I just graduated, and I'm enjoying my 30s now. Like, I'm trying to live every season like that.
I was gonna say that. I used that when I was younger. I looked at like when I was like 30. When I get to 32, 35, 37, I'm gonna be in my prime. Like it's gonna be the best version of me. And now I don't believe in a prime. I think I can always get better.
Right. Right. And it's all and when you in regards to being better, bro, it's all about intention. Have y'all ever met somebody? I low-key used to be like this. I'm still struggling with this. You met somebody to be like, yeah, bro, I'm just trying to get it together.
I record with them every Sunday.
Hold up.
First of all, you're broke. Boys get a new job.
Stop telling people I'm broke because you done buy me some chips and guac.
You know what I'm saying? You got to look out for the homeless.
Yeah.
I'm joking, Jojo. You're not broke. But yeah, bro, I just thought that was funny that she thought I was old.
That's funny.
So I was like,
Try to make a spectacle of it.
yeah, she was calling people over like, hey, y'all, look at this old man. I'm like, chill out, bro. Chill out. So guys, y'all know every week we like to post a question on our community. If you don't follow us at The Soundboard Podcast on Instagram. And so last episode we talked about #Cigar Girl. On her first date, she actually brought the young man a cigar, a free cigar at that, which she got from her parents. She wrapped it up in some paper bag and some twine, gave it to him, had the entire internet in an uproar. If you want to know more about that, please go back to visit episode 25 if you haven't listened. So we posted a question on our Instagram, and that question was relative to that post. And we asked the question, ladies, would you consider giving a gift on a first date? And we said, fellas, how would you have felt if this happened to you on a first date? And we actually had some great posts, man. Sincerely Meek, that's Michaela. She said, I think mindfulness is in any relationship is huge, romantic or platonic. I'm here for it. And then we were like, yeah. I said, yeah, queen, that's all I'm trying to say. And she was like, right, if you selfish, just say that. And I said, a lot of these women out here selfish. You feel me? Crystal said, I think it's cute and thoughtful and sets the tone. It also indicates that you're paying attention to the combo. That's what we were talking about last week. Right. Like, I'm sure he felt appreciated. Like, yo, you actually listen to me when I talk. Chelsea said, I personally think that her gesture was intentional and thoughtful. It was a small way to show that she was interested in paying attention to what he had been saying. Yes. And so I just think it's dope that that other women also thought it was not doing the most. That at the end of the day, we gotta be selfless.
That's just a reflection of the people that
I was about to say that.
Right, our soundboard. But see, that's because we keep logical wisdom folk around us.
Yeah. This ain't the shade room. You heard?
Let the sun shine over it.
Right. And so, but we also had someone vocally let us know how they were feeling about it. Shout out to our girl Esther, who hit us with this.
It's your girl Esther. E-money if you feeling froggy. But look, I had to come on here and respond to the Cigar Girl situation, and I want to give 2 props, 7 props, 1,000,000 props, baby girl. I want to give claps, hand snaps like I'm at the poetry spot, because you did that. And the Bible says to love your neighbor as yourself. So kind gestures are not only for the man to do, because at this point, ain't nobody married, right? We still single friends. So as single friends, I can gift you something because I am using the love that God gave me to pour and show you who God is, not who I am. I mean, come on, ladies. We got to get off these high horses thinking that it is the norm for the man to bring flowers and stuff, because you're going to be at the house talking about he brought me my favorite candy, but you can't just gift him something too. I mean, come on. We got to get to God's norm. Get out of this stuff. Come on, let's level it out.
Bro, Esther is correct, bro.
Exactly.
That's what's wrong with y'all.
Exactly.
Y'all don't be trying to have God's own heart.
No.
And so, bro, it's just a small token, which is what we were saying. It's just a small token of appreciation. And whether that's somebody that you're dating, whether that's somebody that it's just a friend, that's what we need to get back to. Just selfless acts, just because, not with an ulterior motive.
And this is the thing. Just how women don't want guys to take them out for dinner, and do nice things in order to get them draws. Women, hold on. I think that women shouldn't be doing nice gestures in order to get a ring or commitment. If you want to do something nice, it should be out of the kindness of your heart.
Just do something nice.
It's not quid pro quo.
Yeah.
That's good.
Quid pro quo.
I don't even know what that means.
Would you say this for that?
Oh yeah, quid pro quo.
Would you say that's like a form of manipulation?
Definitely, I think so.
Oh, it's definitely
Because if a woman's just doing all these things
If
just
she-
to get a ring, what happens when she gets the ring?
she gonna quit doing it.
She gonna switch up.
This is a whole nother topic that we're not prepared to talk about.
right. I just wanted to know.
The topic would be: do you
Let's
need to
table
play
it.
the?
Let's table that.
Do you need to play the game? Is there a game to be played? We're gonna talk about that later.
Or do you play to win?
Always.
I think you be out here and lose. Speaking of playing the game, Coop, what's coming up?
Valentine's Day. Not happy about it.
Bro, I hate this holiday, and it's so close.
man.
It's so close to Christmas. It's like, dang, I just recouped the funds
Man,
from the
what's wrong
Christmas
with y'all,
gift.
boy? Y'all don't love love.
No, I love real love. I don't love fake holidays.
I don't like it to be forced upon me.
You like autonomy.
The
You want your
government is
choice.
manipulating us into buying presents.
Bro,
every
it
year.
really is. Like, bro, you start seeing immediately after January, you start seeing candy and hearts and all that type of stuff, bro. It is such a I just don't like this holiday. Also because I think it's this holiday, much like a couple other holidays, I think it's all on the man to do all of the work.
Yeah.
Ladies could disagree. If there's a lady who going all out for her man on Valentine's, we love to see
Share
it.
it with us. Share the post. Tag us in the. I know you all put it on Instagram.
Right. We
Tag
love
us.
to see it. But so do y'all? Is Valentine's a hard holiday for y'all? Like,
It's stressful, bro, because I gotta do Christmas now.
That boy, look, it's stressful to go from celebrating no holidays
to all of them. That boy about to be celebrating Cinco de Mayo next.
Casey done changed everything. It's stressful because one, I think that this is what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to move my Valentine's Day.
How you gonna try
celebrate
to
a different
move
day?
it?
I don't think I can do it after. If I do it before,
You could do it before.
then that way she can still get her IG pics off and just save the video and share it.
Post it on Valentine's Day.
Well, what does that buy you?
What do you mean?
How does that help you reduce the stress then?
Because you have to get a reservation. Hard
Oh,
to
that's
do on
the stress. Is
Oh,
that-
you're saying yeah.
reservation.
Good luck finding a reservation actually on Valentine's Day.
That's what I'm saying. And then as far as just, all the flowers are gonna be gone. I'm gonna wait till last minute. So if we celebrate early, I can knock it out. Go ahead and knock it out.
I
So
don't think
what?
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong
I
with
think that's
that.
what I'm
either.
gonna do.
So what is the most stressful part for you, JJ? Is it figuring out what to do on Valentine's, or is it the gift? Because I think they both come with different types of stress.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Both of them. Figuring out the gift or what to do.
Yeah, like is it the gift that causes you stress, or is it figuring out the
The
activity?
gift
that
is
y'all
easy
do?
for me.
I think both of them can add a level of stress. It just depends at where you are, like maybe financially or where you are in the relationship. Because we are just coming off of like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, and then we backdooring with February.
Right.
So it just depends on like how much you went up on Christmas. It might be hard to backdoor that.
Right,
But,
right.
I think just trying to find something creative to do every year, right? Because it's gonna have something you got to celebrate every year. It's not like a one and done.
Sometimes you got to just start redoing
But
stuff.
my thing is, bro, what happens to just, anniversaries? What's the difference between anniversaries and Valentine's Day?
It's just another day.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Which one do you go harder for?
Anniversary.
Yeah, you go harder for
So let's
anniversary.
just skip the Valentine's Day, baby.
We do. See, I like to celebrate Valentine's Day multiple days throughout the year.
Right.
It ain't just one day.
So that's what every man who say he don't want to celebrate. Every day Valentine's Day for us, baby. So
Just because it's a Tuesday.
I want to know from y'all for
What
the
about
guy
you?
The whole thing is stressful.
It's just
Because I fight the entire thing because I be like, this holiday is fake. It is a fake holiday. But let me be clear, fellas, it can be fake, but know your woman.
Oh yeah.
I don't care, because at the end of the day, I don't care how you feel.
Nope.
What is her expectation?
Yeah.
But then I'll be like, but what about me? What if I don't want to
What
celebrate?
about you?
But that weighs in for me. Like there's a level of stress that comes, but I'm not really stressed about Valentine's Day
right.
because the expectation is not set super high for me. Like,
But see, that's for you. There are some guys whose girls want them to go all
That's
out
a good
for
point,
Valentine's.
That's a good. Kiana doesn't.
but I feel like
it
you
doesn't take
gotta know
much for
you gotta
Key.
know the type
I'm
of
gonna be
woman.
honest.
Know
You
the
know
type
what?
of woman you date.
And you know what? Sometimes, like, I think low key it depends on you, because sometimes you be bringing stress on yourself. I think I be bringing stress on myself, and Olivia be like, but Olivia just likes. She likes the holiday, and so we celebrate the holiday. And so, what would y'all give advice? What advice would you give to a guy who knows Valentine's is coming up? He got a special lady, and he broke.
He's broke.
He's broke.
I would say try to find a way to make the day meaningful without spending a lot of money.
Okay.
So be creative and just try to think outside the box.
That's good.
You gotta go Yogi Bear.
What does that mean?
A picnic.
It's cold outside, fool.
Wear a coat. We're gonna do a picnic, baby. Get you some Lunchables in a basket.
Not a Lunchable.
and some grape juice.
But I do think that is, and let me tell y'all this, fellas. Pinterest will be your best friend.
Oh yeah.
Pinterest. If you want to know how to make a gift that's homemade and thoughtful, Pinterest will put you on, bruh.
Any custom gift is good.
Any custom gift is good, especially
but
if
you gotta
like
think ahead of time for that though.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's true.
You gotta think ahead of time. So right now, you guys are listening to this episode on February
You got
the
5
9th.
days.
So
You
think
got
about
5
doing that for
days.
February 2023.
No, bro, you can do it now. You got time. You're just gonna have to do something today. You're gonna have to hit Michael's tonight.
Yep.
You have to hit Michael's tonight, and you're gonna have to work on it for these next
Still
couple days.
Dante's scrapbook.
Bro, the scrapbook, I'm telling you, bro. We put that on IG, bro. People eating it up. Eating it up. And at that moment, I was broke.
Yeah.
We were celebrating our 1-year anniversary. I was still in college. I was broke.
Yeah.
But I created that scrapbook, and bro, that couldn't have cost me that much money.
Don't they got a new job talking about I was broke?
Right.
He's different,
He's different, bro. That's not
No,
the advice
no,
you
no.
gave to that young lady.
No.
When you get your 30s and you get that new job,
No, I'm still broke.
that money start flowing.
I'm still broke. Y'all know why? Because I'm planning a wedding.
Yeah.
So guys, Valentine's coming up. Look, man, if you ain't got no Valentine, go treat yourself to some nice.
Yo, you are planning a wedding.
Yeah.
Your boy is also planning a wedding.
Oh.
So
2 weddings.
2 weddings, yes, bro. So I want to talk about this
It's gonna be
because
a busy year.
it's finna be it's already a busy year, and the year
Right.
just started. But planning a wedding, this is something I want to talk to y'all about because, as y'all know, for those of y'all that don't know, me and Dante, we recently got engaged.
Not with each other.
Thanks for that.
Thanks, Coop.
If you want to hear about that, go tap into episode 24.
Thanks for clearing that up. So yeah, in planning this wedding, bro, one of the things that we have been trying to navigate is, the time period of like from now when we're engaged to when we get married.
Right.
Is trying to decide whether or not we're gonna live together or
Before?
not. Yeah, living together before marriage. So let me
That
tell
can
y'all.
be very hard.
Right. So for
Literally.
Dwayne Johnson.
The Rock.
right. So I know a lot of people do it. Right. A lot of people live together before marriage. A lot of people don't. Everybody got their own personal.
Yeah, that's your
reasons, right?
business. Yeah.
We're not trying to live together before marriage just from like a moral place, right? We're just trying to we're trying to abstain sexually until we get married. So that's one of the reasons, and we're just not trying to we're trying to have when we get married, that'd be something new that we celebrate together, right. But then on the flip side of that, it's like if we live together now, then we could save a lot of money
For the wedding.
You feel me?
It makes sense.
to me. Makes sense to me.
So you're asking, what should you do?
I'm just asking, is that something that has come up in y'all's?
Oh, for sure. Are Olivia and I the same thing, bro? That we literally are right now battling with the same thing just because you could save a lot more money instead of paying 2 different rents.
Makes sense.
Coop said if it make dollars, it makes sense. And so that's something that we're also battling with. Coop, did you and Key live together before you got married?
Technically, no.
Why you say technically?
Because we've never I guess once when she lived in Waco. Only one of us has ever had our own place at a time.
Okay.
So when I had my apartment, she lived with her mom, quotes. When she had an apartment, I lived with my parents, quotes.
Okay, so when
But
y'all
when Coop had an apartment, me and Coop were roommates, and Key lived with us.
Key's over all the time.
She had a drawer. Her toothbrush was there, yes.
I had 2 roommates.
Good morning, JJ.
Yeah. But it didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense for us to be spending, $3,000 a month when we could spend $1,000 something.
So how long was it between the engagement to when y'all got married?
That we lived together for real?
No. I'm just talking in general.
We did. I think it was 9 months.
9 months, and y'all did not live together. I mean, officially live together.
No, we never did. But we did. I stayed there. Yeah, we lived together.
I'm like, wait a minute.
It wasn't my address, but yeah, I lived there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Did y'all abstain beforehand?
Abstain what?
What does that mean?
Abstain the
what?
floor? Abstain?
From sex, Negro.
Engagement. We did a 9-month engagement. We abstained, maybe a month. I gave her a month. Rejuvenate.
Do you think
To get ready.
because I'm gonna be giving you married to Rock Johnson after this, baby. So do you think that do you think it was harder because y'all lived together to do that? Or,
Yeah.
And
That's the thing. That's the thing.
right.
If you put yourself in the space with a fine woman like Key,
Talk your woman up.
and
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
like you like her, something gonna happen.
Something bound over there.
Something about to happen.
Oh my gosh, babe, can you get the remote out the bed? That ain't the remote.
The remote.
What channel you want?
TV ain't the only thing getting turned on around
You
here.
know what I'm saying? It's bound to go down. You know what I mean? So I would suggest. And we
Making
only
my
had
way
one,
downtown.
We only had one room. We lived in a loft. You know what I mean? So
right.
if I ain't had no space to escape. So I was just in the room with it.
I gotta have something to do with it.
But you know what? I know that is. I know that there is a lot of people. Like I got some guys in my life group who are also like that. Like, yeah, bro, me and my lady trying not to live together. And I'm gonna be honest. When you just put yourself in that situation, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, bro. Like before we got engaged, we talked about it, and we said we weren't going to live together before we were married, right? Whenever you get engaged, it changes things,
right?
Like you're like now considering, is this a possibility? Like, could we do this and we could save more money? Like you're starting to think about other things that you can do, and it's also interesting because there's so many other people that are like also saying like, hey, well, y'all should live together before y'all get married. This, that, and the third.
I think it's a good idea.
For
personally.
us though,
You think it's a good idea?
For us though, like we're still strong on like not wanting to live together for before marriage, because that's the number one reason though, is because we're trying to abstain.
Right.
So like it would already be difficult to live with somebody every day,
right,
and not go through with nothing, right? So that's one of the biggest reasons. And like I said, the other reason is just something we just trying to explore together once we married.
Right. Yeah, Olivia and I were talking about that because the same thing we were talking about, just living together, and then if you living together and you're living together and you're not having sex, you also don't want to just become roommates.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like we we in this mud just hanging out. like you over here telling stories and you like, sis. Right. Like you don't want to get so comfortable that then you go into your marriage and it's like, yo, we already kind of been doing this, so it's like whatever.
It's an interesting place to be, bro, because before we got engaged, we were dating and we're intentional with how we're dating, but like engagement for us took it to another level. So taking it to another level means like another level of intimacy, right? And so it makes it that much harder to be like, we're gonna wait.
You're right.
Because you're doing now everything together, everything is one, like we're considering everything, so you're moving differently. So I think that also factors into everything.
That's
too.
why in the olden days they used to just get married.
That's
this
I-
whole.
that-
they get
I'm about to
married
say
quick.
this whole planning a wedding and all that. They also didn't have like these huge weddings
didn't.
unless you had money.
Right.
It was like, yo, I want to be married to you. They didn't even do. They didn't even
Weddings
really
on
do.
Saturday.
They didn't even just They didn't even just do rings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They didn't even do rings and stuff like that because it wasn't about that. It was more about the marriage than all this other stuff.
I think the thing is, the reason why I'm pro living together is because you don't really know somebody till you live with them.
But I mean, but if you're already engaged, it's a little too late for that.
No, I think you can still know somebody without living with them.
All right. y'all.
I mean, I ain't
been where y'all been. Y'all ain't been where I've been.
That is true. So
Y'all
think-
trying to tell me about a thought. I'm trying to tell you about something I lived.
So cool.
You do not know somebody until you live with them.
Okay, cool. We ain't gonna talk about Key business. What do you think is the biggest thing that Key learned about you living together? Because I'm sure, we ain't gonna
air it out.
shake the table in your house. So we ain't gonna talk about what you
That- you
learned
trying to
about
make me
Key.
think from her
but like,
perspective.
from her perspective, what is the thing that y'all learned about each other, or she learned about you?
I think I think it's very easy to hide things, some maybe bad traits if
Oh, for
somebody's
sure.
not around you all the time.
Yeah, especially if you like only live especially if you like spending the night and all that.
Yes,
It's easy to
yeah.
hide that type of stuff.
So I can't think of a specific thing, but I know certain things that irritate her about me that she would have
probably
never picked up on if we weren't together.
I didn't know you played the
25.
game this much.
Whatever. When I make my PB&Js, jelly drops sometimes. I don't see it. I don't know.
He said, "I don't see the little things."
It's little things like that. You know what I mean? So I think it just opened her eyes, and then obviously with marriage counseling, between the two things, premarital counseling, it kind of helps you go into the marriage with a not such a, what's the word I'm looking for? Where you romanticize everything,
Right.
Right. So, which romance is important,
Right.
But being realistic is also important,
Right.
To set your expectations, right?
Right.
So the fact that we lived together, she knew what she was getting into. We had premarital counseling, so we knew how to deal with other things also
Right. When those things arise.
when those things arise.
Because essentially, bro, you're learning to live with somebody can be difficult.
Yeah.
Like, and it be small things. Like, I'm not necessarily the most like neat person in the world, but I definitely like things to be where they are supposed
Decent
to be.
and in order.
I like
Right.
things to be decent in order. One of the things that Olivia and I we had to work through this in counseling, and I think I talked about this on the podcast. It seems so small, bro, but I wash clothes, I fold them before they get in the room.
Oh, she's
You will not get in the room unfolded.
We're not gonna talk about what Livy does, but we can assume.
Right. But I feel like all of those things,
The opposite.
those are things that you just work through. That's just part of living with somebody else.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's the same thing you would work through if you were living with a roommate. Like you got to work through those smaller issues. I think bigger issues may be something more challenging to work through. But
Small things lead to big things,
Right.
And,
But
But that's gonna be inevitable. It don't matter who you marry. There's gonna be something about them is gonna be small. There's gonna be something about them that they do differently than you that's gonna get on your nerves.
so that's
You gotta
why
work through it.
And that's what I'm talking about as far as romanticizing, right? So let's say, remember when I told you to pay attention in training?
Yeah.
And I learned that because I don't pay attention in training because I'm like, oh yeah, I know I can do this. Then I get to the job, I'm like, oh snap, how do I do this, right?
Right.
So
Engagement is training.
engagement is training. I think that what can happen is you go to premarital counseling. They love you. They don't see anything wrong with you. So the things in premarital counseling, like, oh, JJ, Doctor, they're not even like that. They don't have. I love everything about them. There's nothing. I don't even really need this premarital counseling. Whereas Kiana was going in premarital counseling, like she had things that she noticed about me, right?
She came with a list.
Not even that. Not even
Can you talk to him about?
Not even that. It's like when you're going through counseling, they bring up issues that you might not have thought about.
Right.
Right. But if you don't know that or if you haven't experienced that issue yet, you're not paying as close attention. And you're not gonna know when to apply those. You might,
Right.
Because premarital counseling is only what, like a month or something
It's
like
like
that.
6 weeks.
we just started ours like 8 to 10 weeks.
Right.
Something like that.
Right. So it's like you get all these tools, and by the time you get in marriage, you're gonna be married. 6 months after your counseling, you don't know where to apply the tools. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna remember everything in counseling.
That's because you weren't paying attention.
Cooper sitting there. I just can't wait to get back to Pound Town.
I can't wait. I get it. I get what you're saying.
No,
Like,
but
you
I
don't
feel
really
you.
have you don't necessarily have a point
you
of
don't
reference.
know what you're going into, bro.
You're saying you'll never. It don't matter. Sometimes you'll never be prepared for that.
Imagine telling an elementary school kid about college. You tell them everything they need to know for college, right? They're not gonna get to college in 8 years. They're not gonna remember the tools you told them. Like, you might remember 1 or 2 things. They can't apply the knowledge you gave them.
Don't get a credit
But
card.
if you told them in high school, they'll remember.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about the dating stage. We're talking about being engaged.
You're engaged, but there's gonna be a big gap between your counseling.
Facts.
Then you're gonna get married,
But that's
and
gonna
then
be-
you're gonna live together.
But that's gonna be for anybody, bro. Like, if it don't matter who it is that you're talking to, you're never gonna know until you're married. Until you reach that. Until you go to college, you won't know. So even if you're dating somebody or you're dating somebody different, it's gonna be the same thing. As soon as you go to college with this person, as soon as you get married, it's gonna be something new.
Maybe my analogy is not good for y'all.
I feel like
if you're in high school and you're taking college level courses, and somebody tells you what you need to be successful in college courses, you can apply them because you're in a college course.
Right.
If somebody's in premarital counseling, they tell you what it takes to live with somebody for life, and you're kind of living with them. You can apply some of those tools because you're experiencing it.
Okay, so you're saying it's hands-on application,
Exactly.
as opposed to non-hands-on application.
Right.
Okay, I get what you're saying. You also I think the other thing with that is you also have to figure out, like, are we going to find somewhere for us to live together, or am I going to just move in with you?
Move into their space.
Because this is the thing that Olivia's biggest thing is, she's like, yo, if you move over here, this is, this apartment was made for me and Jaden.
Right.
So essentially it is a single woman's apartment with her daughter.
Yeah.
And so it's like, will you even be comfortable in this space? Because this space it's cool for little moments. You may stay over here, but like, will you find yourself comfortable in this space that essentially ain't a space that we picked together? It was a space that I had and you kind of came into it. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of a couple of different things that you can think about.
I experienced that too. So before we got married, it was Kiana's apartment, right? So all her stuff was in there. She had it a certain.
You just feel like you living out of a bag.
I'm living out of a bag, and she feels ownership of the space.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm invading in her territory.
I want it like this.
Dude, why are you messing up why are you,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
do you feel
so that's a good point.
Do you feel like you were ever comfortable in living in her space? Or did you always feel like a guest?
I was comfortable, but I feel like I was ignorantly comfortable.
Because
You were compliant.
I was compliant, but I feel like she was probably irritated, and I was just not aware of it until later on.
I was gonna say, like, so I feel like a big thing where people live together before they're married. Maybe this applies more so if you're dating, not necessarily engaged, is that people start to blur the lines. So it's like you start to blur the lines between what's the roles here.
Right.
Like you're boyfriend and girlfriend, but you're living together. Then it's like, well, the boyfriend expects the girlfriend to be a wife, and the girlfriend expects the boyfriend to be a husband.
Right. Yeah.
So now there's like the lines are blurred. Like now you guys are having conflicts that you wouldn't have unless you were married.
Right.
You're having it now.
Right.
Bro, you know what? There was a season in Olivia and I's relationship where she was like, "Hey, bro, you can't stay over here no more." She was like, "You can't stay over here anymore because at the end of the day, I have a daughter, and I'm not trying to set the example that it's okay for a man to be laid up over here, and that's not your husband. That's not your husband." And so even in that moment, I understood. I was like, bro, these women go to one Bible study and they come back different. What are y'all talking about in that Bible study?
Hey, that's a real thing.
Bro, it's a real thing, bro. She sat me down and was like, pack up them wife beaters.
Get your PlayStation and get out.
You cannot stay over here no more.
Locked down.
Like, you cannot stay over here no
Hey,
more.
matter of fact, I changed the code.
Right.
Bro, so that is a real thing. I think in all moments you have to use discernment, and you got to do what you think is best for you. Like Coop said, he thinks you should live together beforehand so you can know.
I would encourage if you're engaged. I don't necessarily think
You're saying if you're dating.
No, I'm saying if you're dating.
If you're
maybe
dating,
not.
don't do that.
But
Right.
I think if you're engaged, I think that, like we said, traditionally, like back in the day, there's this long engagement period changes a lot of things.
It was inexistent back then.
In my mind, once I got engaged, I was married.
Right.
So it's like we're living together for real. It's like it's just like pre-marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I want to know from our listeners, how do you guys feel about this subject? I think this is a great
This is a
question
good one, yeah.
to get their opinion on.
Good debate.
Do you believe that you should live together, let's say engaged? If you are engaged, do you believe that you should live together before you're married?
Yeah.
I also think it depends on how long you're going to be engaged. Because some people be engaged for like a year.
Right.
Are you living together for a whole year?
Right.
So that's going to be the question that we post. Should you, or do you believe in living together while you're engaged, or should you just wait to move in together or when you're married?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We want to give y'all the sound bite of the week. We still have another segment coming up, so this ain't the end of the episode, but we want to go ahead and drop that sound bite of the week for y'all. And as we told y'all last week, that our sound bite of the week for the month of February, since we celebrating Black History Month, is coming from a Black person. So this sound bite of the week this week comes from Nikki Giovanni, and Nikki Giovanni is she's an African American poet. She's also a writer, and she's actually somebody that I met. You know,
Subtle flex.
you know, I met her when I was living in
man.
Boston. But the soundbite of the week comes from Nikki Giovanni, and she said, "The only way you can grow is to let yourself make mistakes and create contradictions. As we learn new things, some of our old attitudes will change."
That's good. Read that again.
The only way you can grow is to let yourself make mistakes and create contradictions. As we learn new things, some of our old attitudes will change.
That's so good, bro.
Yeah.
The things you once thought, the things you once did will be contradictory to the person that you are now.
So if you're a lady that didn't give gifts on first date,
You can still change.
Please be contradictory, baby. Please be
It's okay to make
It's
mistakes.
Please,
It's okay,
please be contradictory. Please be contradictory. Appreciate you for hitting us with that. Guys, stay tuned. Hey guys, we want to thank you for tapping into this week's episode of the podcast. Now, the next conversation that we're going to have is talking about mental health as it pertains to suicide. If this is a conversation that you may not be prepared to have, we thank you for tapping into this episode. We'll catch you on the next one. But if this is an episode that you are, if this is a conversation that you'd be interested in, stick with us and we're going to chop it up about it. Okay, guys. So this last week or week before last, there was something that happened. Miss Chesley Christ, she was a former Miss USA. She was also a correspondent for Extra. She was an attorney. She committed suicide at the age of 30 years old, man. And it caught so many people off guard. In fact, JJ sent us the article in our group text, and he was like, "Wow, bro, I can't believe this." And I had already seen it, and I was just like, bro, I've been like struggling with that all day because you just go to her Instagram page, bro, and you just see this woman who was so lively, who, from the look of her social media account, you would have never known that she dealt with mental, struggled with her mental health.
Right.
And so right before she passed, she put this post up on social media. And it basically was a photo of her, and her caption said, "May this day bring you rest and peace."
Right.
And it was just crazy, bro, because I went to her page, and I didn't follow her, but I remember when she won Miss USA.
Was that the year when
It was like
It was all three.
all
It was
three.
like
Yeah.
it was like she was Miss USA, Miss Teen USA was black, and I think Miss Miss Universe
or
or something like that.
Yeah.
And she was black as well. And so they made headlines. They were everywhere. And bro, just you go to her Instagram and you just would have never known. And I think that's why it shook so many people, because it was like, yo, this happened and she would have never known. And her mother came forward and said that Chesley dealt with high functioning depression.
Yeah.
And she didn't share that with her mom until right before she ended up committing suicide.
Yeah.
And so I just want to have this conversation because I think, especially for us, one being black and then also being men, it is a conversation that we don't talk about enough. But people really are going through it, man. She was 30 years old in the prime of her life doing all these amazing things. And still, she struggled with her mental health. And I think this is something that we all can kind of understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So is that for you guys, when you guys saw the story, how did you guys feel about it? Did it catch you off guard? Did you research it? Where were y'all at?
Yeah, it caught me off guard, man. Well, I guess it just caught me off guard. Anytime I see something like that, it always somewhat catches me off guard. I don't know her personally and like haven't followed her. I just ever since she won, but it catches me off guard just because of her age, like her age and her success. And sometimes I think, and to my fault, sometimes we think that people who have these awards or these accomplishments and they're successful, like they're not necessarily dealing with certain issues, or you just kind of put it off, right? To your, like you said, it's not necessarily something that's discussed amongst our culture, really, on that level. We're doing a much better job of talking about mental health, but there's still a stigma associated with mental health. We don't really discuss it, so it caught me off guard. But that it goes to show that you never really know what people are struggling with, and there's so many people, bro, that are struggling with mental health. That don't have a space to talk about it.
Right.
Yes.
Like you don't have a space to talk about it. And I don't even think necessarily a lot of people have the words to talk, to know how to articulate it.
I think that's the hardest thing. It's like, when do you talk about this, and who do you talk to it about? Like, who do you talk to about it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, again, I didn't know that much about her. I read up after, just the fact that, you know, she had so many accomplishments.
Right.
It seemed like she had a good life and she was successful. I will say this, it immediately made me think that the importance of having, you know, family is lost, I feel like, on our generation a lot of times. We think that we can just go about it on our own. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of us move far away from our central unit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And trying to be successful and all that stuff is good. But it's important to have people around you that know you, that can pick up on things when you're not right.
Even when you're not saying it.
When you're not saying it.
And the picking up on things, I think is so important, because Dante said she has high functioning depression.
Her mom said she had high functioning depression,
So
which she did not know about.
Under normal circumstances, you would never know that she's going through this because she's high functioning.
Right.
So it's like being able to have a relationship with somebody, or being able to pick up on those things to say, hey, something's off about this person. Or like you're not acting like yourself, or your behavior, there's something that's giving me an indication that says, are you okay?
Right.
Are you going through something? Right. Because you can be high functioning. And so that made me check and start to reflect and think about the people around me. Like, bro, do I need to check in on my friends more? Like, do I need to check in on my family more? Like, is there other people around me that are dealing with things that I'm not aware of because I'm not present, or because I'm not even making myself mindful of like what other people are necessarily navigating through.
Right. I think one of the biggest things that you have to realize is, one, everybody's going through something.
Right.
Right. And I think it's also just, you know, when you talk to people, like, just take an opportunity to stop and like really, really hear them. Because most times, and like I said, I don't know her, I don't know anyone close to her, but sometimes people just say things that you got to pick up on.
Yes.
And if you're moving too quick, it's really hard to pick up on those things. So if you ask somebody, I was having a conversation with one of my homeboys, and I asked him, I said, hey bro, how you doing? And he was like, you know, bro, I'm just trying to make it. And that's something we as men say all the time.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I'm just tired.
yeah, but it's like, nah, bro, what's up?
Right.
Like, what is the struggle? And so I start asking him question after question,
Right.
because I'm trying to like get to the root of it.
Right.
I'm
I
like,
care, bro.
yeah, I'm like, what is it? Is it
Right.
relationally? Is it stress from work? Like, what is it? Because I know you're going to automatically have a wall up, but we need to ask some questions so we can break that wall down.
That's real.
Because you going through life, you going to work, and the crazy thing is, bro, people can be showing up in all the spaces they're supposed to show up in.
High
They can
functioning.
show up to work, they can show up to birthday parties. One of the girls said that the next weekend she was supposed to go to a wedding. Y'all, this woman is showing up for work every single
Right,
day.
right.
And just going through, it's like almost like you could be going through the motions. She over here interviewing Denzel Washington, like all of these
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
And it's like nobody saw it. And I just thought it really took me back, because it was just like, bro, who can people talk to?
Yeah.
Like, who can people talk to when they're going through something like that?
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll tell y'all, like, this past season of my life, I was going through a lot. I ain't gonna need cap with you. 2021 rung your butt through the ringer.
was rough.
It was rough for me.
Right.
And I at one point had started to have like suicidal ideation, but for me it was more like, I would never do it, because in my mind I was just thinking about how it would impact other people. So it just made me realize like how bad the pain must be,
For somebody
because I think naturally your thing is going to be, how will my absence impact other people?
Yeah.
But do you know how big a pain must be for you to say, even though it's going to impact them, I still no longer want to be here?
Right.
Well, I mean, that is, I'd say even that could be situational, because you're a person of influence. So you have a lot of people that are in your circle.
That's true.
But the person who's going through an issue that doesn't have relationship, like maybe there's somebody that doesn't necessarily have like friends, or they don't have like these important relationships where they're thinking about other people, that could be even more of a reason to be like, well, my absence won't make a difference.
Right.
Right.
Oh, right,
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a flip side
There's
to
another
it.
side
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. So like that's something that to consider too.
Definitely.
So I just reading the statistics on suicide just kind of floored me, bro. It said on average there's 130 suicides a day.
That's crazy.
And it said that men are 3 times, almost, it was 3.63% more are likely to commit suicide than women. And bro, that was just,
So yeah, I think that stat is typically women are more likely to attempt suicide, but
Right.
men are more likely to complete suicide, and that's usually because of the means.
Because
Yeah,
men choose more aggressive forms of suicide.
yeah, aggressive
Right.
forms. And it's staggering numbers. But I was gonna ask y'all, like, have y'all? Well, Dante's already mentioned it, so I guess Coop, like, have you ever been at a point where like you were really struggling or challenged with your mental health, and like how did you kind of navigate that space? And I can share for me, like, there was a point in time when I was navigating, I felt like really low with my mental health, and I didn't really know. This is like probably like the first time I was like dealing with something like this, so I didn't really know how to accurately explain what it was that I was feeling or what I was going through. But I know I just hit a point where I felt like I was like more so at rock bottom.
Yeah.
And I felt like exhausted. I felt depleted. I felt like, bro, like I don't have anything to give, basically. And for me, I was dealing with that for a while. And then I had a friend that was like, bro, like you need to go to therapy.
Y'all about to make me cry.
For real?
why?
It's sad.
Because we're
don't really
around
talk-
each other
yeah,
and we
we're-
don't talk about it.
But a friend that made me that to suggest like, hey, you should go to therapy. And at that point, I was like, well, for what? Like, you know, very much the stigma of like, I'll figure it out.
Right,
like,
right,
I
right.
don't need therapy. I'm usually
Right.
like that strong person or that strong friend. I don't need therapy. But the more I was dealing with it, the more I was like, all right, let me consider it. And then I took a step and I ended up going to therapy, and therapy was extremely helpful for me. It helped me in a way that, like it helped me to basically take everything that I was dealing with in my head
And
and like put it out and like get a visual picture of like everything that was stressing me out and everything that I was going through. But it made a huge difference, right? Like being able to take a step in that direction to have the resources that you need to be able to like essentially pull you out of
To navigate.
to navigate through that situation. And I think the biggest thing for that for me was like expressing it, right?
Right.
I think a lot of times, especially as men and as black men, we try to put the weight of the world on our shoulders.
Yeah.
And we try to get through everything ourselves.
Right.
But sometimes, like, bro, we gotta be able to put it out there, like, hey, yeah, man, I might need help in this situation. Like, it's okay for you to not be okay. It's just not okay to stay there, right? Like, you just gotta be like, all right, bro, yeah, maybe I do need a hand, but let me express it. Let me find somebody. Let me find somebody to talk to, or let me like get this thing out. And then you have somebody that, hopefully that's somebody that can support you.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
That's good. I'll say, we talked about, I said in that season of life, I just felt hopeless. Like, I just felt like everything that could go wrong was just going wrong. And I just got tired. Sometimes you really are just tired. And I'm thankful that I have a soundboard of people that I can go to. And I remember, I kept going in my head, and I was like, I don't really just have these type of, I don't just have these kind of thoughts. Like, these are not thoughts that I traditionally have. And I went back and forth about hitting JJ up. I was like, this is what, by trade, JJ kind of works with this. And I'm like, I can call JJ. But even still, I didn't want to reach out.
Yeah.
I did not want to reach out to him. I was like, I could. And even when we got on the phone, it was so awkward because I hit him up and I was like, hey, bro, I just need to talk to you when you get a moment. Yeah. And he was like, okay, yeah, bro, I'll hit you up. He called me after work, and he was just like, hey, bro, what's up? And I was like, bro, I don't really know how to bring this up. It was just super awkward for me because we're friends, but I had never, that's something that we are as men don't typically talk about in our circles. We can laugh and joke about a lot of things, but we don't really have those conversations. Yeah. And so I was like, JJ, when people, typically hit you up, like, what do they typically talk about?
You like,
bro, that's exactly how he was. That's exactly how he was talking.
That's exactly how I was talking.
I was like, what is it, bro?
He was like, bro, what is it? What is it? And I was like, bro, I just like, what's the craziest thing somebody ever said? And he was like, bro, it could be anything. It could be whatever. And I was like, yeah, bro, I'll just tell you, bro, I'm just struggling, man. And I've been thinking about just not being here anymore.
That's the thought. It's not even, you don't think about suicide, but you'd be like, I don't even want to be here anymore.
Yeah, it was like, bro, I'm just tired, bro. Like, I just feel like I'm just kind of on like a hamster wheel. Yeah, I'm just kind of on a hamster wheel, and I don't really know what to do. Yeah, and JJ talked me through it. He was like, hey, bro, like, what is it? Like, let's talk through it. Like, let's identify. What do you think it is? Right. Like, are you stressed out at work? Oh, no, it's not work. Are you stressed out in, these other places? Is it relational stress? Like, what is it? So we talked through those things, and I felt better. And the crazy thing, it was like, here I am going in this hamster wheel of emotions, having these thoughts of like, I don't want to be here anymore. And all I needed to do was talk those things out with someone. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I'm just like, what if I hadn't? Right. What if I had not talked that out? Yeah. What if I had just kept going through that hamster wheel? Eventually, you get tired of waking up and having those thoughts. Eventually, you get tired of waking up and having to show up at work and show up for your friends and show up for your family. Right. And if you don't get that out, bro, it's easy. I can see why people could just be like, I just want to check out. Yeah. And even after then, bro, I'm thankful for JJ, because even after then, he would just hit me up randomly and be like, hey, bro, how you doing? Like, how you doing, bro?
That's important, bro.
Like, you good? Like, I know, when we talk, it's a little awkward. But like, you straight? Like, how's the day going? How's the week going? Yeah. And that was just an important thing. That was an important thing for me. And so I'm thankful that I had somebody that I can go talk to.
And not everybody has somebody, bro. So I would just say, be kind to people. Right. Like, I try to be nice to everybody I meet. If I see somebody that's something I like, I let them know. Yeah. That looks good on you. I like those shoes. I like your I see you taking care of yourself. I like your nails. It's not me hitting on nobody. It's not me gassing nobody up. I like when people notice stuff about me. Right. So I think that you could do something, just a kind gesture, doesn't cost anything, that could change somebody's day.
And it helps them feel seen. Exactly. It helps them feel seen. A lot of times, a lot of people go through life, bro, and they don't feel seen. They don't feel seen. They don't feel heard. And when you're in a point where you're like, my absence would not change this world.
Right.
For somebody to come encounter that and be like, hey, bro, I appreciate you. Or like, hey, bro, you look nice today.
Right.
Like, that could totally change somebody.
Yeah,
Somebody's
it's
perspective.
essentially like treating people how you want to be treated.
Right.
And Coop said something earlier, and he was like, you know, like just talking to people, telling them I care. That I care can go a very long way.
Right.
So even if you just like, hey, I like that shirt that you got on today, or somebody's like, bro, I'm just making it, and you be like, bro, what's going on with you? What you mean by making it? That one question can go a long way.
It could
bro.
change somebody's life, bro. And I think that's the kind of stuff that we need to talk about, bro. Like these surface level conversations are great. Like, but for the people that are in your circle, you gotta have those conversations, and they can be awkward, they can be tough, but you gotta have those conversations. So I'll say, you know, for me, it helped to like talk out the stress with somebody, and JJ didn't just talk he asked me what it is. He was like, what's some steps? Like, what can we do? Like, what can we do to get into a better situation? And so that was the thing that helped me when I found myself in a place mentally that wasn't good.
Yeah, and I think that like also, bro, if you're in a place like that, you should think about what kind of support you have around you. So if you have support, that's great. Like if you got a friend, a family member, somebody, some your kinfolk that you can hit up, that's good. But if you don't have that, then find somebody. Find some support, and that can look like a professional. Like
If don't nobody else care, the soundboard cares.
facts.
Real talk, and that's not something that we're just saying, because at the end of the day, bro, everybody, like, you really do matter, bro. Like your life, and I think that kind of was the biggest thing, is like just knowing like the world is better because you're here, and not just saying that. Like, you impact somebody. You impact somebody. So if you have somebody that you can talk to about this, that's great. But if you don't have anybody to talk to, there's a national suicide hotline. We always want to make sure that we can give you somebody to talk to. And that number is 1-800-273-8255. Once again, that number is 800-273-8255. Like, at the end of the day, you matter. Your life is important. And the world is better because you're here. And so if you're struggling with mental health, know that you are not alone. Everybody has moments where they struggle with mental health. But it's just sad to see someone go who is such a bright light. And all these people are just commenting under her post and just saying, like, I can't believe you're gone. The world was so much better when you were here. You were such a bright light. And so, man, that kind of just took me through the ringer this week.
Yeah.
And that number Dante said, that's 24/7. So
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 24/7. So feel free to hit that number up.
All right, y'all. Now we know that that was a difficult conversation to have, but a much-needed conversation.
sure.
You know,
Yes.
that's definitely critical conversations we need to have in the Black community.
For sure.
But if you made it this far, we definitely appreciate you tuning in. And know that if don't nobody love you, the Soundboard Podcast loves you.
Facts. So, guys, keep up with us at the Soundboard Podcast. Also know that if you're listening to this episode on Wednesday, February the 9th, it is not too late for you to enter to win Coops tickets to the Mavs basketball game. You have until midnight. Let's say 11:59. You have until 11:59.
Okay.
To either email us a screenshot of your review
From Spotify, or Apple.
You can either email that to us at
soundboardpodcast@gmail.com.
or you can DM it to us on Instagram at the Soundboard Podcast.
And people, that is 11:59. This is not on color people's time. You understand this is African American
Oh my God.
Black History Month.
My God.
But 11:59 means 11:59.
That's that principle, bro.
It do.
Don't lean on me.
11:59 means 11:59. So, guys, you can keep up with me at Dante Speaks Life on IG.
And you can follow your boy JJ at _Jeremy J.
And you can find me at thisiscoop_.
Hey, guys, love y'all, man. We'll talk to y'all soon.
We out.
Peace.